So we are going to start tonight on our backs. I'll copy and paste the playlist one more time so you have it. And we're going to go get on our backs. One second. Let me spotlight the video and make sure everyone is comfortable. And good evening. So the playlist again is a restorative 90-minute playlist. And you can feel free to choose your own playlist or use that one. The music for restorative really is meant to be supportive for your practice. So it's not so important for you to follow exactly what I'm doing so much as you have some guidance and some options for what you'd like to do. And so tonight in class, we'll be using a bolster and a blanket and possibly 2 blocks. And I also have my strap handy just in case, because you never know where we might go in the adventure of restorative yoga. So we're going to start tonight on our backs. And you can take a moment to bring a blanket or something underneath your head and neck, just so you have a little bit more support. And the knees, your knees can rest on the bolster, and your arms are out nice and wide. And so here, as we enter into practice in such a gentle and yet open way, it's just so important to take a moment and just feel into your body. And into your breath and into your bones. This particular day is a special one, both in astrology and in the time of year. It is the second day of summer. So yesterday was the summer solstice, the longest day of the year. And it's a particularly warm and vibrant weather-wise experience. And also today, on the other side of the earth, there was a solar eclipse. And the solar eclipse is a lunar eclipse. And the lunar eclipse is very much an internal reset, it's an internal experience. It's a beginning again. And we have a new moon, an eclipse that urges you to go inward and to reflect and to feel and to experience all that comes up for you. And so if you find yourself just having more old stuff show up for you, just be with it. Often things bubble up so that we can experience, understand, and express them. And it's that expression, that release, that we'll practice as we enter into our experience this evening. And that expression, that release, is so cleansing for the body. And it's cleansing for the mind. And it's healing for the soul. Sometimes what we need most is just some gentle rest, an opportunity to care inward, and heal and let go. Well, can you invite all the stuff that is ready to be expressed? Can you let it out? Let it come up. Trust it. And trust yourself to be strong enough, strong enough to make it through, strong enough to hold the space, strong enough to hold your footing in the earth, to keep getting back up, to rise again. You can have your arms stretched out to the sides, your heart expressed up to the sky, up to the sun, up to the moon. And feeling into yourself. Have the courage to ask, what is my intention today? And have the courage to listen as your body speaks its needs. What is my intention today? What is my intention today? And as you listen, as you hear it, allow it in. Allow yourself to be affected and land here. As we drift into the in between place, not actively, vibrantly alive and awake, and not fully resting and released and asleep. As we enter into the space in between wakefulness and rest, your body comes into greater consciousness, greater awareness of its subtle needs. Let's take 5 breaths together. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Keep following your breath. Beginning to move fingers and toes. I'm going to take it really slow today, counteracting the movement and the vibrancy of the warmest, most alive time of the year by moving extra slow, extra intentional. You can roll over to the side. And what you'll want to do is take your bolster or your blanket, your support, bring it underneath your hips and let it hold your pelvis, right? So the back of your pelvis. Again, you can have a blanket behind your head, maybe remove it. And we're in a supported bridge. Keep your feet on the earth, your knees bent, and just pause here. You can cactus your arms if you'd like, bending elbows, allowing palms to turn up towards the sky. Just be in this place, be in this place. Feel the earth beneath you. And can you just feel that there is something hard, some surface pressing into your body? Feel into the energy of the earth beneath you. Feel into the aliveness, all the smallest organisms, all the tiny lives. And the ants burrowing, and creating mazes of trails and tiny little exits. The water seeping into the earth,
And slowly, day after day, sinking down further into the ground, taking its time as it travels through soil and rock into underground rivers, saturated places, just waiting to be discovered. The microbes in the soil that feed growth, the bedrock that has not seen the sun in thousands of years, tens of thousands of years, hundreds of thousands of years. If you'd like, you can send your feet up to the sky, maybe one foot, maybe both. If you have a wall nearby and you'd prefer to scooch towards it, you can. Just letting gravity do its work, just like it does for the water and soil and earth beneath you. Let it dry you down. Let it draw you in. If you want, you can start to make circles with your right ankle, and then make circles with the left. Taking your time to trace the sky. Bending into one knee and the other. Maybe making circles with each leg. Feeling your femur bone trace a circular area of your hip. Making any other movements with your legs. And then slowly pressing feet into the earth, lifting hips up, sliding the bolster out. Hugging knees into your chest, give them a squeeze. Rock and roll side to side. Hugging right knee into your chest, send left leg long. Allow your shoulders to relax down your spine. Soften the back of your neck. Accept this simple shape and allow it into your body. When you're ready, if you'd like, you can take right knee across your body over to the left side, finding supine twist, reaching right arm out to the right, rolling open, opening up through arm bones, making space. Three more breaths. And slowly rolling back through center, squeeze right knee, hug it into your heart. Exhale, send it long. Stretch both arms and toes as long as you can. Take a big breath in a star shape. Exhale it out. Bring left knee into chest. Give it a squeeze. Hug knee into chest. Soften through your arms. It is so common for us as individuals, for us as a collective, to fall into habits, old routines, old patterns that, right or not fulfilling or not healing or not, can so often take hold of us and can drive decisions and choices that are not in alignment with who we are in this moment. When you're ready, you can take left knee across your body over to the right, and maybe stretching left arm out to the left. And your supine twist, stretching long through your arm, making space. When the earth, whether it's visible to our side, your corner of the planet or not, when the earth experiences an eclipse, uh, an invitation inward and a lunar eclipse, all these old patterns start to show up, come to the surface. And the patterns can remind you of who you once were, who you've been, where you've been, what you've done. And all of that is not to re examine the past, but to learn, to release, to shed, to let go. And so I invite you in this practice to examine your patterns, your old stuff, and to question it, to investigate, to consider it. Does it serve me to uphold this pattern that I created, regardless of why? Take one more breath in. Let it out. Coming back through center, squeezing knee for a moment. Give it a hug and let it go long. Bring both blocks along your sides. We're bending knees, bringing soles of feet together. Knees out wide. Have the block supporting your thighs. Walking your shoulder blades back towards one another. Heart is open. Lifting up. Lifting gaze. Making space. Lift your heart to the sky. Notice your body is still in almost the exact position in which we began this practice, and yet so much has shifted. As you uncover further and further the parts of you that are ready to be let go and set free. Can you recognize your own strength? Your strength to hold the space, to stand on your feet and allow the fire to pass. Allow the steam of the moment to dissipate into the air. Allow the smoke to clear. If you're finding that your blocks are too low or you're getting a lot of pull in the inside of your thighs, a lot of sensation in this shape, you can bring your blocks to the medium height or even the tall height, or perhaps use a different support underneath your legs. But give yourself that. Give yourself the chance to be supported. Can you accept the shape that you're in? The form that your body is in? The arrangement of limbs and body and breath and mind. Taking one more breath in. And letting out. Slowly grabbing blocks. Bring them off to the side. Stretch your legs long out to the edges of your mat or your blanket. Arms reach up overhead. And then bring right ankle over left ankle so that you get a light stretch on the outside of your right hip. And reach right hand up and over your head, wrapping left fingertips around right wrist. Open up through your right side, passively stretching in the Nana Asana. Banana pose. Last breath in. Let it go. Stretching hands and feet out to the four corners of your mat. Take a big breath in. And sigh it out. And then slowly bring left ankle onto right ankle. Slowly reaching left arm up and overhead. Right fingertips wrap around left wrist. A nice long stretch through your left side. This is such a beautiful and opening shape. Can you allow it to invite more space in your side? Elongate you, stretch you a little longer. And coming back through center, sending legs long, stretching arms long. Take a big whole body breath in and let it out. We'll reach for strap, right? So if you have your strap, you can also use your hands here or a towel, anything that can be wrapped around your foot just to give you a little bit more length. I'm going to breathe very passively into the right leg and the right hamstring. So left foot can stay on the earth. Hands can walk up the strap and wrap around the strap and press the foot up to the sky. Allow your arm bones to be heavy. You want to walk your hands as close to your foot as you can. And then just allow your arms to be like spaghetti, just heavily falling towards the earth while your foot continues to draw up to the sky. And this is a beautifully passive stretch in the hamstring as we give a lot of love to the lower body in the span and the space of this practice. If you feel the urge to stretch left leg long, you can. Stay in your shape. Last 3 breaths. And then slowly release your leg down, giving it a squeeze, sending it long on your mat. Slowly bending through left knee, wrapping strap around left foot, sending it up to the sky. Letting your arm bones be like spaghetti. Allowing left leg to empty, to release, to shed. Lower body, feet, knees, legs. Are so critical to the body moving through space. And as we know, the mind and emotions and feelings manifest into the body in the form tightness and strain and stress. So, your invitation here is to explore legs and hips as we have through the lens of mobility. Where do you feel mobile, fluid, easy to transition in your life? Where do you feel stuck? Where do you feel held back? Where do you feel immobilized, paralyzed in your life? The two are related. As you feel tightness in the hips, you can feel limitations in mobility. As you feel tenderness in your knees, you can feel limitations on your ability to change circumstances in your life. And as you feel open and expansive in your lower body, you feel open and expansive in your mind and in your life. Slowly releasing knee down, releasing leg down, sending legs long, stretching hands up overhead. Big breath in. Let it out. Our next shape, and one of our last shapes of practice, we're going to use a small blanket. You can use a bolster. I'll show you the shape so you can make your choice. I'm rolling my blanket in thirds. And if I wanted to, I could use a thicker blanket for this shape. Legs are long, we're still on back. And the blanket is just behind the shoulders. Arms come out to the sides. And so it's just a slight lift in the heart. And this should be relieving for your body and your back. There shouldn't be any crunching. It should be a lift up, an openness, an expansion into the ribs. Right? So expansion into the front of the body as your heart lifts up to the sky. Open your heart. Open to possibility and love. Open to ease and lightness and tenderness. Relax into the shape. Notice what shows up for you. Let it out. Let it out. If you feel haunted by thoughts long since past, can you choose in love to release them, to let them go? Last 3 breaths in this shape. And slowly rolling to a side to remove the blanket from underneath you. I'm going to take a gentle quad stretch. You can lay on your right side. Use that blanket underneath your head to support your head here. With both knees bent, both knees stacked at 45 degrees from your hip. You're going to reach left hand back for left foot. And just pull the left heel towards the left buttock. If you feel as though your body needs a little bit more of a stretch to receive this shape, you can stretch right leg long. Soften into the shape. You find yourself wobbling on your hip. Can you still remain in the stillness of your mind through the wobbles? Taking one more breath in. Releasing the leg. Slowly coming onto the other side. Allowing head to be held by the blanket. Stacking knees at 45 degrees. Slowly reaching right hand for right ankle. Maybe stretching left leg long. allowing the body to receive this shape. Last breath in. Exhale to release. Take a big side stretch, stretching arm up overhead. And then slowly roll onto your back. You have a few minutes to bring in any other shape that you would like to bring into this practice. Something that is inviting and delicious and delightful for your body. Something that allows you to experience the release, right? The letting go, the shedding. That is so important in our personal work on and off the mat. And so here, bringing your hands to the outside of your feet, allowing your shoulders to draw down to the earth, your head and neck long, long, long. You open up your heart. And just land here, maybe in a happy baby as I am, maybe in a shape we have already experienced, maybe you're deepening something or revisiting it. Maybe you're offering your body a shape that we have not done tonight that feels good for you and that offers you something.
Last 3 breaths. Slowly releasing your shape, maybe squeezing knees, and making your way into your final resting shape. I'm going to take a nice long Shavasana tonight. So get yourself comfortable. That might look like using your bolster and coming into a supportive pose. That might look like laying flat on the earth. Grab a blanket. You want to feel so held and so comforted by this shape that your body fully releases into the earth, into the support, into rest. Rest is not only for bedtime and sleeping. Rest is a practice. And in our active rest, in this practice, you have the opportunity to offer to yourself delight and ease and tremendous release. Let it go. Let it go. Let it all go. If you notice your mind traveling Let's try to bring it back to the present moment, to the intentional release of any old patterns, old thoughts. Like snow when it melts, the water transforms. Once frozen in place and hard and brittle as ice, water is held in place, it is fixed, it is immovable. And yet, as the sun strengthens, the water droplets are freed from their fixed form and they invited and allowed to move freely through streams and rivers and oceans and tides, through droplets that seep into the surface of the earth, that feed underground reservoirs. And some water droplets evaporate altogether. They lift off the earth and travel up into the atmosphere, where they gather with other light-hearted droplets to form clouds and create weather and sculpt and shape the world, the physical world that we know. Where can you set yourself free? Free to move how you choose to move. And whatever form you take. And it's with that transformation in mind, that journey, the travel, we begin to release our fixed state, our Shavasana, and come into movement, stretching arms overhead, sending arms out long, maybe rolling to a side, pausing for a moment to feel yourself on the earth. And when you're ready, slowly coming up to a seat. Keep your eyes closed, cross ankles, bring head tall, hands stack on your heart. And again, you ask the question, what is my intention today? And maybe your body gives the same answer, and maybe it's shifted a bit. This is what happens in the transformation that occurs inside the space of practice. Honoring this gift of experience that you have given yourself. Honoring the feeling that you hold and possess and own right now. Together we'll seal our practice with a final Om. Take a breath in and call it out. Bringing thumb knuckles up to forehead center. Together we take a final breath in. On our exhale, as we bow, we say, Namaste. 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 Thank you all so much for practicing with me. I hope this offered you what you most need today. And I hope you have a wonderful day, a wonderful evening, a wonderful rest tonight. Be well. And I look forward to practicing with you again soon. Namaste.